Hi, I'm Tony Fong. I'm a recent South High graduate. To say that is a little bittersweet. On one hand, it represents a huge accomplishment, but unfortunately, I will never get to call this place my home again. I'll definitely miss seeing the faces that make this place special, from my friends to my teachers, and especially the counselors. And as South Salem High School applies for its third accreditation in the RAMP model program, I'm very humbled and pleased to present the ways it meets and exceeds the ASCA standards. Mr. Babita, Mrs. Isham, Mr. Marshall, and Mrs. Orpeza are tireless advocates for us students. They're humble collaborators, they're inspiring leaders, and they're agents of systemic change that leave real and positive impacts on our community. Walking in through the counseling office doors consequently means stepping into an environment of safety, courage, and hope.
I feel like I advocate well with my students by just trying to get to know them, figure out all the pieces to their puzzle. Getting to know them on a deeper level is what helps us really understand how to place them better, because ultimately our job is to make sure that they're successful.
The counselors don't just advocate for individuals, but for entire groups of students as well. Mrs. Orpeza, for example, once recognized a need among students for whom a 2,000 student school isn't the best option. They need alternatives. So she then collaborated with the National Program Job Corps to provide South Salem students with opportunities to visit Oregon job sites, where they interact with employers to gain real-world employment training, setting them up for success now and down the road. And the counselors don't just excel in student advocacy, but collaboration as well, a value that is almost intrinsic in the department's design.
They work with our Aspire program here at South. They're very connected to our community outreach coordinator, our graduation coach, our migrant coordinator, and then obviously they work with our teachers too.
Another way that comes to mind, we have a counseling advisory committee, which is a group of, it's us counselors, counseling office team members, but also a school board member, a teacher, some parents and students. So that committee is a pretty big collaboration piece for us that we rely on a lot.
The byproducts of such extensive collaboration are easy to spot. The counselors are established leaders, innovators, and agents for change. As they make decisions, build programs, and identify areas ripe for growth, they adopt a mission centered around student development and identifying strengths in all students.
As we take those strengths and we identify ways to live those out on a daily basis, and we do that, and then we look at how we can apply those and how we can build those into our students.
And as Mr. Babita, Mrs. Isham, Mr. Marshall, and Mrs. Orpeza collaborate, advocate, and lead, the net effect is change at the most foundational levels of our school. Perhaps the most concrete example comes from the Equal Opportunity Schools Initiative, an effort that ultimately and fundamentally redefined what it means to be a student at South Salem High School.
We sat down as a staff, we figured out which kids are in IB programs, and we decided through data to figure out how to raise the levels of basically non-white, low socioeconomic students to match percentage-wise to the rest of the students. And so we identified those students, we had one-on-one conversations with those students, both as a staff and as a counseling office, and we're able to meet that goal. So
because of their efforts, we will have more students being qualified to enroll in four-year colleges. And in my opinion, our counselors really are the ones who put us over the top and made that happen for a lot of our kids.
And there you have it. To be a member of the South Salem community is to pursue nothing short of excellence. The counseling staff here are the quintessential example of what that means. Even at a school recognized throughout its programs for its storied excellence, whose music programs compete regularly for state championships, whose sports teams follow suit only to be upstaged by culinary arts program recognized at the national level, and whose academic achievement standards, club participation, and community engagement all set the bar for excellence, we have a counseling department that seeks to learn from and pave the way for all these achievements. That is not a mistake either. This is a product of 4 people who care deeply about their school and the people they serve, and who are committed to creating meaningful experiences for members of the South Salem community. And here's the truth of it all. As a recent graduate, I leave this place confident that I and other graduates are prepared for whatever comes our way, not just in academia, but in all aspects of life.